there's one thing you take away from this talk, I would ask you to take that away, that your personal integrity, it is the foundation of trust. It's basically the spinal cord of your character at the end of the day. And it does build trust. It enables things to get happen. Why does so little happen in Washington, D.C.? Because people don't trust each other. They don't believe in each other. And we've got to get past that. But the only way you're going to build trust, what I call the grease of commerce, is to have high integrity, where people say, you know what, if this guy or this woman tells me something, I can take it to the bank. Stand up for what you believe is right. I put Barbara Jordan up on the left side of the screen. There's a statue of her on this campus. She was born in Houston, graduated from high school at 16 in 1952. Where do you think she wanted to go to school? UT. 60 years ago, she couldn't walk on this campus because she was black. She couldn't go here. She went to Texas Southern University, graduated magna cum laude, went on to Boston University Law School, became the first woman elected to the Texas Senate since Reconstruction, became the first black female elected to the House of Representatives in her own right. An amazing woman, always fought very hard for what she believed in, which was equal opportunity for everybody. Slightly ironic that in 1979 she came back here as a professor, and guess what she taught? Ethics. So a lot of integrity in that woman. In fact, if you flew into this airport this afternoon, the passenger terminal is named after her. Amazing person.
I think you focus on what you're really great at. I think you have to be mindful of the others. So for example, optimism. If you're the kind of person that is kind of the glass is half empty, you might want to work on that a bit. But I think if you're somebody you've got a lot of compassion for people, you're fairly humble, you really are approachable, you're accessible. I think it really is focus on the strengths. I think you have to be mindful of those opportunity areas and just not say, well, I don't have to worry about it. I think you got to be mindful of it. I think a lot of these work together in tandem too. I think compassion and humility, for example, work together in somewhat of a tandem. So I think these things, it's not like more empirical things. For example, I'm not analytical, or I'm not strategic, or I'm not creative. Those things are really hard to work on. I'm going to focus, if I'm strategic but I'm not creative, I'm really going to say, well, don't try and make yourself creative. On the other hand, anybody can make themselves a little bit more humble, approachable, and accessible. So I don't think I don't think it's so much in the wood, if you will, that you can't change it. Yeah.
Earlier this morning you were talking about the importance of innovation.
Yeah.
How do leaders inspire and drive the innovative process to create?
Well, I think it really starts with focus. I'll give you an example at Clorox. We have an algorithm, a growth algorithm that says we're going to grow our top line 3 to 5% a year. The way that algorithm was built was we were going to get 2 points of growth every year from new products, 1 point from 1 to 2 points from category growth. So we're in categories that there's some tailwind, there's some growth in them, whether it's the charcoal category, the bleach category. Then we're going to get an additional point out of pricing or mix, and that gets you into the 4 to 5 range. Well, when the recession hit, our categories went from growing 2% to -2. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. That's a 4-point swing, and when you're trying to grow 3 to 5, and all of a sudden you've gone, instead of counting on 1 to 2 points of that, now you're -2, what do? Well, we doubled down on innovation. And we changed our focus, and we said, we're no longer satisfied with 2 points of growth out of innovation. We need 3 to 4. And we really changed the process we use for innovation. We got much more insight-driven on innovation. We got a lot clearer on the problems we're trying to solve. We changed our process on defining what consumer problems we're trying to solve, what insights we're getting around problem solving. For example, we had insights people all over the company. We had consumer insights people in marketing. We had customer insights people in shopper insights in sales organization. And we had user insight people sitting in R&D. We put them all together into one function, into one organization. So we changed the structure and the process to get better insights. And then we said, what's the technology that's going to deliver the solution to the problem and capture that insight? We started doing a lot more external partnerships with people to get access to their technology. So for us, it was senior management saying, we're raising the bar. It's no longer 2, it's 3 to 4. And we're going to change this process, just as I described, and then we're going to couple it with holistic demand creation, and we're going to go out to the races. Last year, we hit 3.3 points of growth from innovation. So a lot of it, there's an old artillery expression, you usually hit what you aim at. So we aimed high, and it's amazing what you do when you get an Clorox is really good at, if you say, guys, we're going here, and here's why, and everybody's got a seat at the table to debate that for a while, we're moving the target. It was amazing how everybody rallied around that, changed the process, changed the structure of insights, and moved. So I think it's really, a lot of it starts tone at the top, focus.
Yeah, it's another good question. You know, it was interesting, about 6 years ago when I got there, we would talk about diversity. It was kind of a human resources department initiative. Like human resources, we got to have diversity because it's the right thing to, it's kind of the right thing to do. I said, I think we got to change this. It may be the right thing to do, but more importantly, it's just good business. We compete in this incredibly global marketplace. I mean, Clorox is in 100 countries. We can't win in the marketplace unless we've got a very diverse set of employees who understand a lot of different perspectives. So we kind of changed it from, this is a human resources thing, and we grudgingly go along, and oh God, they're going to tell us we're not doing well one quarter after the next, to this is an absolute business imperative for us, and we're going to get the senior leaders that lead every function, the chief marketing officer, the chief customer officer, all these people are going to be focused on creating a diverse environment, a diverse population, because we can't win without it. So that's how we made some real progress.